Hey coaches, Ashley here from CoachRX. On this week's 10-minute tips, I want to dive into the brand new macro calculator that we just released with our lifestyle upgrade inside CoachRX. So if you've ever spent hours calculating macros for clients or having to manually transfer those numbers to their plans, or if you struggle to create nutrition prescriptions that align with your client's training, then this video is going to help save you time and then just elevate your nutrition coaching across the board. So, as James Fitzgerald often reminds us, life before fuel, before person. Today, we are going to see how our new macro calculator is going to help bring that philosophy to life in your coaching practice. But before I show you the calculator itself, let's quickly review the OPEX approach to nutrition coaching. This context is crucial for using the tool effectively. In our coaching certification program, we teach that nutrition exists on a continuum from inadequate to highest order. So when we're looking at inadequate, we're looking at somebody who consumes mostly processed food, has low nutrient density, somebody who is deficient. This is typically the standard American diet, which is more pleasure focused eating. Good enough. This is a client who has basic macro awareness, maybe some balanced nutrition. Ideal is going to be natural foods, high awareness of quality. When we look at somebody who is using Worthy, they are more of an organic focus. They're consuming foods that have higher nutrient density. And then highest order would be fully personalized for optimal vitality. So when we look at this progression, we want to remember this follows life before fuel, before person methodology. So before diving into precise macros, we need to establish the following. And so when we're looking at life, we're looking at basic lifestyle guidelines, things like sleep, hydration, and food hygiene. Then we want to start looking at fuel. And then we want to look at their appropriate macronutrient intake and timing. And then after that, then we want to start looking at the individual person. And this is where highly individualized adjustments based on their individual response comes into play. So the macro calculator inside CoachRX isn't designed to skip these steps. Rather, it's a tool that helps you implement the appropriate level of nutrition coaching based on where your client sits in their specific journey. So let's get into CoachRX and let me show you how to use the macro calculator. All right, now that we're inside CoachRX, let me show you how the macro calculator works. So once we navigate to a client's calendar, I then want to click on the lifestyle calendar, and then we'll hit the broccoli icon to add lifestyle. I can navigate down to calories and macros, and then we'll see this icon right here that says calculate calories and macros. So when I click on this, this is going to pull up the macro calculator. And so you're going to see it opens up several input fields for this client. Cool thing about this calculator is that it automatically pulls all the necessary information from the client's profile. So their age, their sex, their height, and their current weight. You now have the ability to update their activity level and their goal. So we can choose for this client, they are moderately active, and the goal for them is a minimal, about a 15% deficit of fat loss. This will go ahead and automatically calculate some macros for us. But what we can also do is choose the macro presets that we want and choose how we want to do it. So if you have a client who prefers higher carb, or if they prefer higher fat, we can adjust that. Or if they're more balanced, we can select that one. So for this client, we will select a balanced approach. So behind the calculator uses these inputs with a sophisticated algorithm based on the modified Mifflin St. Jeor equations to calculate. So we're looking at the basal metabolic rate, we're looking at the total daily energy expenditure, goal specific caloric recommendations, and then we're also looking at appropriate macro distribution. So once I add this to the prescription, here's where this tool gets even cooler. So this just allows us to, so like unlike a basic calculator, it's just going to spit out some numbers for you. This tool gives you the ability to provide even more customization options for your clients. So if you want to maybe adjust the protein a little bit or adjust the carbohydrates or the fat, you can do this. You can also show and not show specific macros for your client. So maybe you have a client who is just learning how to track macros, and maybe we want to start this slow and we're just solely tracking protein right now. And then maybe after we get consistent and understand how to track protein, then we can bring in all of the other carbohydrates, fats, and fiber as well. So this just allows you to adjust the caloric target. It allows you to modify protein, carb, fat ratios to match your client's individual needs. Also allows you to fine tune based on previous nutrition responses. So maybe you want to decrease calories just slightly. So maybe we were in a caloric deficit for 2 weeks and we need to go a little bit more of a caloric deficit, or maybe somebody who's putting on weight and we want to slowly increase calories. Maybe we're going to start at maintenance and then slowly increase 2 weeks at a time, just so that we're not bombarding them with too much food and then we cause digestion issues, things like that. So once we've customized this, I can set the fiber target or I can turn this off. Then the cool thing about this is I can choose how I want this to repeat. Do I want this to be recurring for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks? Maybe we're doing small steps, 2 weeks at a time, increase macros, decrease macros, another 2 weeks, and then slowly increase or decrease or adjust based on the client's needs. So, the other cool thing about this is tied directly to your client's calendar. So not only do they see this in their mobile app, but now it allows you to align their nutrition with their training protocols. So maybe you need to adjust macros based on the phase of training that they're in. Maybe if they're in an intensification phase, they maybe need some more carbs to support performance. Maybe if they're in a strength accumulation phase, maybe we want to increase protein intake. Maybe who you have other clients who are getting ready to prepare for a competition and we need to adjust macros there. So this just allows you to now truly individualize nutrition to the client's training needs. And that's just going to help elevate your nutrition coaching, but then also help your clients' results across the board with exercise, lifestyle, and nutrition. So test out this new macro calculator, see how you can use it for clients, see how it benefits you to set recurring subscription or prescriptions for maybe 2 weeks at a time, 4 weeks at a time, 6 weeks at a time, and adjust as necessary to help your clients build up just compliance and better results around their nutrition tracking. If you are not yet inside CoachRX, start trial, utilize this tip to help you build out nutrition plans for your clients. And if you need support, let us know. We're more than happy to jump on a call and walk you through how to do this and how to set this up for your specific clients.